From the makers of the MB5 shaving drone comes the latest in personal grooming technology. Here at Saracen, we've heard your request loud and clear. You want something new. Applying all the recent technological advances. Introducing the Panther Clipper. Gone are the days of your unruly body hair making you look like a bedraggled alpaca. The Panther Clipper is the biggest, baddest shaver credits can buy. A shave so smooth it'll shave 10 milliseconds off your buckyball time. The new Panther Clipper from Saracen. It's exactly what you've been asking for.
Attention, attention. Second technician Chris Forrester to the maintenance pylon. The vending machine has broken. I repeat. Second technician Forrester to the maintenance pylon. The vending machine has broken. Attention, attention. Medical officer to the maintenance pylon. Medical officer to the maintenance pylon.
Read the book. galaxy calls, a chant from the stars to come live in the core. We'll jump together, my friends. Every flash of light's another hand to carry the weight. Jump on board, into those cars. Oh, we're the wandering souls. We'll come and lend a hand for the distant worlds. Or take a blaster or two, 'cause in those pristine rings there's a fortune for you. We'll work together, my friend, as the mother load cracks. This might come to an end. But jump on board into those chords. Oh, we're the wandering souls. But come and lend a hand for the distant world. Laughter's fire and jump drives count. A voice can't feel, there's a chatter about. The target's set and the world's in your hands. Come and build a hope in the distant lands. Search those systems till there's nothing to find. Leave the trouble in the bubble way behind. This is your chance as the future unfolds. Come and lend a hand on the distant world.
In a galaxy where the ability to run is becoming a necessity, commanders continue to remain in their pilot seat, seemingly oblivious to their poor health. We intend to put a stop to that. New Stellar Fitness gyms specialize in strength and conditioning, circuit and stamina training, under a variety of atmospheric pressures, and performance training to help create a fitter, faster commander. Sign up today and receive a free sample of our protein mix, made from our patented special blend of hip proto squid, Hattersuki locusts, senna, and milk of magnesia. Flush those added pounds away. Stellar Fitness. Run to the stars.
I could murder a cup of tea. Yorkshire Gold, if you have it. Double Yorkshire Gold. And if you don't have it, you're dead. Lave Radio, broadcasting to every corner of the galaxy.
Hi, Commander. You on Lave Radio. I'm Nicholas Felix, and right now you're listening to my track, The Unbeliever True. Hope you like it. If you want to listen more of my music, please visit www.nicholasfelix.com. Enjoy the show on Lave Radio.
Attention, attention. Lave station infomercial. We interrupt your broadcast to bring you essential system information regarding the planet Lave.
One of the oldest colonies of the sector, colonial deep space cruisers Herschel and Oberon reached the system designated L453 in 2412. The star system was at that time unique, a single super-Earth-type planet in orbit within the exact habitable zone of a single orange dwarf star. No other planets or sizable bodies existed in the system. The planet's rotation took just over 20 standard hours, and the gravity was close enough to 1g for the difference to be unnoticed.
Lave is a trading center for this region of unusual systems. Through some unexplained quirk of nature, all these systems have just one inhabited world orbiting a single star. Lave was most famous for its vast rainforests and the Lavian tree grub. Much of the rainforest has now been cut down, and the famous tree grub is now extinct.
Lave Station is the galaxy's oldest, serving Coriolis. It was commissioned in 2752.
There's bargains, bargains, bargains at Etienne Dawn's Unspecified Meat Emporium. Etienne Dawn's Unspecified Meat Emporium haven't just been slicing carcasses, but also slicing their prices. All unspecified meat sausages now 2 for the price of 1. A pack of assorted meat steaks, now with 50% more meat at half the price. How about chops? Our surprising meat chops now also 50% off. And introducing our massive meat hamper. It's a family of 4. No, that should say feeds a family of 4, right?
Stick to the script, Claire. It says it's a family of 4.
Okay, I'll stick to the script.
Yeah, you do that.
It's a family of 4. Etienne Dawn's Unspecified Meat Emporium. Find us in the Lave Business Directory or visit us next to the station mortuary. Etienne Dawn's Unspecified Meat Emporium. You'll wonder how our prices are so low.
Hello, Commanders. My name is PA Groove/Blurred Vision. You are listening to my track Planet Vision. If you like to listen more of my work, please visit soundcloud.com/p-a-groove. Fly safe and enjoy the show here on Lave Radio.
The Type 9. Change the way you wash your hair forever.
Space is vast, and pirates have needs just like anyone else. Introducing the Lonely Pirate Handbook, the ultimate resource for lonely pirates. Our guide covers the hot spots and not spots of interstellar space, from smugglers' dens to space station taverns, with helpful chapters such as how to be presentable in polite society, how to get rid of that nefarious rank, and my favorite, occasionally shower. Are your early advances often mistaken for attempts to rob or plunder?
Oh, I've come a long way for what's in your hold. Prepare to be boarded.
Frameshift charge detected.
Oh.
Buy today and receive the Lonely Pirates Chat-Up Guide for free.
I've got a very large hard point. Would you like to see my very large hard point?
You're so hot. You're making my temperature critical.
Lower your shields. I want to inspect the goods.
Come back to my place. I might let you touch my A-rated anaconda.
Are you smuggling illegal goods? Because you've got fine written all over you.
The Lonely Pirates Handbook. Now available in all Anarchy bookstores. We'll teach you to loot anyone's heart.
protecting settlements from villainous scum. It's Settlement Patrolman. The action figure every child wants. Wearing the all-new Manticore Dominator suit with light-up jump assist thrusters. Press his backpack to hear Settlement Patrolman speak.
Not seen you around here before, Commander. Is that a Karma P15 in your pocket, or are you just pleased to see me? Hey, don't point that at me.
When alarms sound, Settlement Patrolman rides into action in his surface reconnaissance vehicle with pop-up turret and glow-in-the-dark wheel trims. Settlement Patrolman. Surface reconnaissance vehicle and action figure sold separately. Available from branches of Lave Toy Depot and other retailers. Microelectrode, ion battery, and circuit switch not included.
Hello and welcome to Lave Radio.
Greetings and welcome to Lave Radio.
Greetings, Commanders.
Greetings, Commanders.
The show that talks about the universe of Elite
And the development of the computer game Elite 4, known as Elite Dangerous.
and the fantastic
Community that surrounds it.
Broadcast from an orange Sidewinder and hosted by a vending machine technician.
A place of nonsense and innuendo for forum dads. A self-contained podcast 2 hours long.
Transmitting to every corner of the galaxy.
It's even louder than me.
The hottest show this side of Dizzo.
The name of the place.
Lave Radio.
Lave Radio.
Lave Radio.
Lave Radio.
Greetings, Commanders, and welcome to episode 495 of Lave Radio, the show about the universe of Elite and the fantastic community that surrounds it. I'm your host, Commander Psyche, also known as Claire. Hi! And joining me in the Orange Sidewinder bar for this episode are our SRV Banksy, Commander Alec Turner.
Hello.
One member. I know, right? All right.
Whatever.
One member. We don't have a Ben and we don't have a Colin this week for reasons of holidays and real life shit. I'm hoping. Hopefully everything is all right and they all come back soon and we shenanigans occur. We're blessed, gang. We are blessed for the niceness and wonder that is having two members of the Chris Collective with us today. We have the Chris Mark IV.
Hi.
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 We also have the Chris Mark V.
Hi.
Incredible. This has been, I'm not going to lie, lads, this has been my smoothest intro I've ever done. I'm so proud of myself. Anyway, yeah, we're all here. If you wish, you can join us live. We're hanging out in game, in open. I assume, Chris, that you're at your table.
I'm at my reserved table at the bar.
Fantastic. Yeah, we're at the bar of the Lave station in open. If you can't get in game, however, you can also join the Twitch chat channel, which you can access through laveradio.com/live, clicking on live chat, and on twitch.tv/laveradio. So, how's everyone been? Alec, what have you been up to this week?
So I'm just discussing with Epiphus in chat why I'm confused by the fact that Chris said hello twice.
That feels solid. It feels right.
Yeah. I have been good. We capitalised on the fact that we actually had a fairly reliable sunny day in this so-called summer of ours. We had a garden party, which was lovely. Had a load of family round and drank loads and ate loads and had a jolly nice time. I've been playing quite a lot of Cyberpunk. I'm very confused. I have to say I'm not sure I'm going to stick with this game. It's not quite my cup of tea. I find it very confusing. I seem to run around a lot and then occasionally shoot people, and I'm not quite sure whether I shot baddies or goodies. But anyway, and I seem to have lost my car, which is a bit upsetting. I seem to be running vast distances across the city, and I feel sure I should be driving, but I no longer have the ability to summon my car. So I think I need to dig into my vast array of side quests that's now built up, none of which I've done, including some guy right from the beginning who I think I owe quite a lot of money to, and see if I can get myself a new set of wheels, because I'm getting very tired running around this gorgeous city.
You can I will say you can just like half-inch a car.
What? Why does nobody tell me these things? Okay, I should look into that.
Advising you that you can just half-inch a car, like when you find one.
Just never knew that. Okay, that's interesting. That's my next mission. Go out and steal
have you ever played? You've never played Grand Theft Auto or anything?
I haven't. No.
Okay.
I've clearly got the wrong mindset. I just need to start mugging people and
pretty much.
Yeah.
I like the fact that you're quite happily gunning people down, but taking someone's car, you kind of draw the line out. You're like, no. I respect your wheels too much.
So,
once you get out the car, you're fair game. But while you're inside the car, I will leave you in your own space.
One thing I have learned is the kind of little scanner thing, and that people have bounties, and if they have bounties, you can shoot them and get money. And I seem to be very short on money, so I've been shooting bad guys. That seems to get me money.
Nice. Also, completing missions will help that as well.
Right. Okay.
Especially the side missions will really, really help.
Yeah. Okay.
You can also take the Night City train as well.
Ooh,
that was really new in one of the last update that they did had the train.
Yeah.
Added. It's really cool.
Whoa! Have they finally added the train? I completely missed that in the patch notes.
So that was like the very last bit of my playthrough. I saved because I wanted to do the extra sexy things with Judy, but also I was saving myself for the train. Definitely not just the sexy things with Judy.
Do I need the expansion to get on the train, or can I just go and use the map and find the train station?
I don't think you do. I think that's in the normal one. In the normal one, No, I don't think you do. And Kremen's saying that you don't in chat as well. And I was going to say I trust Chet Kremen, but that's taken it a little bit too far, not going to lie.
Is Keanu patient if I decide to just bugger off and do a whole load of side quests for a few weeks?
Yeah, he's tied into your
narrative. He'll wait for me.
Yeah.
Really good. I'm glad he'll wait for me.
He doesn't have that much of a choice, not going to lie.
Though he will deploy the appropriate level of snark at several moments throughout the game.
For sure, the sass
is
real.
I keep bumping into him, leaning nonchalantly against lampposts, spouting gibberish at me.
It's a good game, but it does take some getting used to, especially if you're not used to games of that style at all.
No,
it is a massive culture shock for that.
It looks great, but it is quite overwhelming if you don't.
Yeah.
And otherwise, in Elite, I got my CG participation award. Maybe we'll come on to that.
We definitely will.
Good, and I got my 5 stars, my 5 McThargoid stars, which look lovely. Sorry, Ben, but and I'm not convinced that middle star's even. You know, we had this whole ridiculous debate about it being filled in. It didn't even look particularly filled. They're all filled in, aren't they? It's just like a little bit more golden. I don't know. I don't think there's anything in it. I think we were talking absolute gibberish last week.
I mean, we always do. We've done nearly 500 shows, and it's pretty much gibberish from start to finish.
That's about it.
Cool. Cool. Chris Collective Mark IV. What have you been up to?
Oh, there's gotta be an easier way of doing this. What have I been up to? I've had a busy week. So I was away on holiday. Last week was my first week back, which means you come back to discover everything that everyone has left until you come back or volunteered you for in your absence, which in my case was lots of nighttime outages. And I was like, yay, so much fun.
No.
So I had a lot of that last week. Didn't get up to much of the weekend. We've watched a bit of TV, been watching. What I have done is finished a trilogy of books that I have really, really enjoyed. One of the advantages of doing a ridiculously long morning commute is that I'm now getting my way through my reading list. And I'm going to absolutely murder the name of this author, but Adrian Tchaikovsky. I've said that definitely wrong. But the Final Architecture series is a little trilogy. Space-based, because, I love the space. A really good book, really good trilogy. I've absolutely chewed my way through it. And sometimes it takes me a while to get into a book series like that. But no, I absolutely loved it. Went all the way through it. And within a few weeks... holiday helped with that, but yeah. So that's kind of been my week. It's been lots of outages, lots of bits, music and nonsense on the radio at the weekend, and I'm getting prepared for the Edinburgh Festival that's coming up. I'm trying to figure out what I'm supposed to cover for the Edinburgh Festival, which is an impossible task because I just keep getting messages every day now about different things that are coming to Edinburgh that are must see. And I've got no idea what to see. So if anyone's got any recrecommendations, feel free to fire them over to me. Pete Furman, there you go.
It's happening again this year. We're doing it. I don't know if he's even there.
He normally is for at least. He doesn't always do the 4-week run, but he does normally appear. But yeah, I'm not sure if he is this year, actually. I will look.
Oh, I tell you where he is in November. He's right near us because we're going to see him.
Nice.
Maybe he'll appear at the festival by magic.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yes. Magician's got a magician, eh?
Yeah.
In game, in space, I did my part. Thumbs up, and I delivered stuff in the CG. I was going to take 1 ton and a Diamondback, and I decided it was time to dust off the T9 for one good run. So it's I've
probably in top 50 now, aren't you? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh no, I know.
Oh, I'm going to be an arsehole about this later.
Excellent. Somebody needs to be.
Oh no! Prepping the soapbox, sir. Yes, sir. Brilliant. Okay, great. Hi, sweetie.
Hi.
Hi. What have you been up to this week? Tell me.
Work. So game-wise, I've been playing some Once Human. I beat up a bus that has arms and hands for feet. And a man who had balloons for a head. I did some. What?
I did. So I've been talking about wanting to play Once Human, and that's just put me right off it. Is it like weird Lovecraftian oddness then?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
I did some passenger missions. And I went to one where there was supposed to be a bar, the 12 Parsec bar, but near the tourist beacon, I couldn't find the bar. So I don't know if it is no longer in game, or if it is in game and it's actually nowhere near the tourist beacon, because nothing appeared in my contacts panel for it.
What do you mean? Was it not even the beacon there to scan?
So the beacon was there, but apparently the 12 Parsec bar used to be in game.
Yeah, I'm sure I've been to it many years ago.
But I dropped off at tourist beacon. You would think the tourist beacon would be near the bar. Otherwise, is it kind of like the tourist beacons in Kirkcaldy and the bars in like the East End of London? But when I got to the tourist beacon, couldn't actually physically see the bar. I couldn't see anything in contacts to say it was there. I checked the navigation panel. I couldn't see anything, so I don't know.
Maybe it's turned into like a Prohibition era speakeasy. It's got like a cloaking field round it, so
maybe it flew away.
Maybe it did. Maybe it's went slightly out of orbit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I just pulled up. It's a 6-year ago Reddit post. But there is a picture of it. It does actually exist as, it's not something where you can land. It's one of those installation type things.
Yeah,
but
nothing appeared in my contact panels. It's really weird, and I was like, that seems weird. And after that, I was decided to be a hero and delivered 1 ton of
Incredible.
aluminium.
Incredible. I'm sure they'll appreciate that 1 ton of aluminium.
They can make tennis rackets to their heart's content now.
They absolutely can. They absolutely can. Incredible.
Hey, Claire, what have you been up to this week?
Hey, Chris, I've been really ill. You might have noticed on Tuesday that I was really ill last week. I have a sneaking suspicion that it may have been COVID, but I have tested much later now. I tested yesterday and there's no sign of COVID on the test. So whether it passed out of my system by yesterday and I've still got the lingering cough and cold, because like if you have COVID, if you've ever had COVID, you'll know that it's a bitch to get rid of entirely. But I am, the last time I felt that ill, I had COVID. So my assumption, and being in a massive group of people in the middle of London the week before, I have a full suspicion that would be the case. So I am feeling much better. I'm still coughing in and out a lot. I didn't lose any like sense of smell or taste. But I'm still coughing quite a bit. But we might take a couple of extra ad breaks again just to allow me just a little bit of time to clear my throat, as per usual. Have I logged into Elite Dangerous? No, I have not. Have I delivered even 1 ton for this CG? No, I have not. And I'll tell you for why. Principle. And we'll move on to that later.
Okay.
The principle of the thing.
Unlike the rest of us who all partly marched in.
All of you fucking heroes, you enjoy it. Anyway, I have reasoning for it that I would say we will touch on, but I'm gonna we're prepping the soapbox back here. It's the bells and whistles are being turned on. The LEDs are coming on. It's great. What else have I been up to? I've been playing more Dragon Age. Dragon Age is fun. Dragon Age is really fun. God, they do world building really well in that game. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Every single character is a bit hot, though. I'm just like, oh no, they're attractive, and now I have to help them because they're attractive. So yeah, it was. That's been really cool. I'm still playing Mass Effect here and there. I'm doing like a happy ending run with mods on Mass Effect, like in any moment of spare time that I have, But I'm also playing it in hardcore mode, which is the one before Insanity. So I think I might end up doing one more run after this before I put it away and make that an Insanity run. And I'm really scared of that.
just because Ben isn't here and I feel that I need to fill this particular void, can you define the happy ending run for me, please?
Okay, right. Right. So there are mods.
And at that point, you can finish. That's all I needed to know.
No, wait.
No. That's enough. It's all good. It's all good.
Wait. This is not talking about any okay, I have added romance scenes in. That was one of the mods that I used. But that's not to do with the happy ending. The happy ending involves a choice that you make in the beginning game. Instead of having a sacrifice, that sacrifice not existing. I'm trying to be as loosey-goosey as possible because I know Katie wants to play the game, so I'm not going to say it, but it includes a Vermeer savior mod, and there's also there's a happy ending mod for Mass Effect 3, which effectively makes the game happy at the end.
Okay.
That's what I'm playing at the moment, but I'm playing it on hardcore, so I'm getting all of these cool things happen that I haven't seen before because they've been added by the mods, by these mods. But also, I'm dying all the time, and it's really frustrating and hard because my hands don't work properly, so it feels like it's an added challenge. I'm playing Infiltrator because I'm best with a sniper rifle than any of the other modes that I've chosen to do in that game, but I do want to complete it in Insanity because I'm chasing 100% achievements, and I've got like 12 achievements left to get, and half of them are around biotics and the other half are around completing it in Insanity mode. So I'm going to have to do it, but this is practice just before Insanity, and it's called hardcore, and they're right. It's hard and Corey. But yeah, it's really difficult. But it's a lot of fun. So that that's what I've been up to. Not much going outside because I've been really sick. So not really been able to do that. Let's move on to the dev news. What have the devs said this week? Outside of the stuff around the CG, not an awful lot. We got a tweet from Elite Dangerous confirming that the rewards for killing Indra have been applied to accounts, which Alec confirmed earlier.
Yes.
But they have, the other thing that the devs did was there was a 24-hour live stream that came from the Frontier account, and it was just audio of crowd noises.
Oh God,
for
I've forgotten that. That was
yeah,
brilliant.
that's what they're sweet. Just audio of crowd noises for like I think it was like 18 hours, and then the last 5 hours was just audio of a chain lift on a roller coaster. You know where I'm going with this. Chain lift on a roller coaster that people got really excited about. And then it switched to a graphic with an hour countdown. And then they played the Planet Coaster 2 announcement trailer, which was so exciting. So I think the devs have been pretty preoccupied with or with at least the community team have been pretty preoccupied on the Planet Coaster 2 launch. It did confuse a fair amount of Elite Dangerous players who were like, why is this a stream?
It was amazing. I like 24 hours, and I found it completely compulsive. I kept jumping back in to see what was going on in chat. I loved its kind of peaks and troughs. You know, when it was approaching the first hour.
Yeah.
And then everyone was convinced that something was going to happen on the hour. And then nothing happened. And then a load of people got really cross and kind of left. And then people were joking, saying, what if they play this for 24 hours? But it was like some little bar that you just pop into. And it's like a 24-hour bar, and there's always somebody in there. There's always some chat going on. It was amazing.
I was in there for the first 6 hours constantly. I watched it for the first 6 hours, and I was like, holy shit, this is really cool. I watched it for the first 6 hours, and it was cool. There were a couple of really salty people in chat, and I want to give a personal shout out to Commander Simon, who was there for pretty much the full 24 hours trolling anyone who was salty, and it was delicious. Commander Simon might have been my favorite for that bit, but yeah, it was really well done. The timer finished and it went straight into the trailer, and they're bringing water parks into the game. Hey, Frontier do other games, and one of those games was Planet Coaster, and it was when it was released, I don't think I even knew Elite Dangerous existed, and I fucking love Planet Coaster. And this feels more like the successor to Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, which is one of my favorite games of all time. And this Planet Coaster 2, because it's got the splash stuff and the water parks, it feels more of a successor to that. I've seen a couple of things going around saying that this is Roller Coaster Tycoon 3-2 instead of Planet Coaster 2, and I'm very, very, very excited about it. I felt the hype. I felt the hype for 24 hours until it actually happened. So that was really cool.
Yeah, it was really interesting because I've not played like the Planet Coaster games, and obviously, like anything like Frontier Unlocked, the chat's always swamped with elite people. What was really nice about that stream was it was quite apparent how much love there was for Planet Coaster, and the crowd literally went fucking nuts at the final announcement. And it was like, to me, it didn't mean very much, except I got that it was a game that people had a lot of fondness for. But so it was lovely. It was lovely to kind of experience, for a change, a different branch of Frontier and a massive amount of hype and excitement for something that wasn't elite. I was like a sort of bystander at the side, going, "This is interesting. People are really excited down there in the pit."
It's like going to a concert of a band, and you're going because your other half really likes the band, or something along those lines, and you're like, or you're aware of one of the band members is in another band that you like,
and it's fun, and you're just looking around, going, "This is great. Everyone's so excited."
Yeah, it was so good. It was so good, and it was really nice to see so much hype in the chat, and from names I didn't necessarily recognise as people who spoke up in Frontier Unlocked streams, and that very, very loud minority who were like, "Oh, the only reason people are here is for elite." I'd be very surprised if there's hardly any elite in the next Unlocked. It's going to be a massive Planet Coaster thing.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So,
and that's good. In a way, I quite like that, because I think we're getting slightly used to the idea that actually that's not true, because the last one was a lot of Formula One, but I suppose the way they lay it out, it does feel like there's quite a lot of waiting, and then here's the proper bit, the elite bit, and it's quite nice to redress that balance and remind ourselves that that's not what this is at all. It's Unlocked,
and Frontier, and they're aware that it's nice to see like an awareness that elite maybe isn't the be all and end all, and Planet Coaster 2, if it's executed well, and it's Frontier with a Planet game, let's face it, it's probably going to be executed pretty well, especially because all of that was in-game alpha footage as well. I think they're onto a winner there, and I'm really excited for the future of Frontier through that game, and hopefully F1 Manager 2024, because that also looks like that's coming out, I think, next week or the week after.
They could do with some wins, couldn't they? Because
they really could.
Quite a few hit and misses, really, which is tough.
Foundry went down the toilet, and not a lot of the Foundry games were big success. Well, I don't think any of the Foundry games were big successes, so they didn't pick them particularly well. So,
what about Deliverers Mars? Or was it Moon? Which one was?
Deliverers Mars was Frontier, and while it did well, I don't think it was necessarily the massive success that they were hoping it was going to be, because alongside the thing with the Deliverers Mars and the Deliverers Moon games, they see these peaks and Deliverers Moon games. People are still discovering those games and playing those games through and learning more about those games even now. So I know people who are still I've seen people who are just picking up those games now. So they're more trickle down, and they don't have a lot of replayability or length. So they're more likely to be picked up in sales too, so they're a bit less profitable. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wintermute saying Chaos Gate was probably the best seller from Foundry. Possibly. Chaos Gate was a good game. Chaos Gate. Did they not take that over? I can't remember. Shall we, in that case, move over onto the community news?
Let's.
And now, to the community coroner.
It's a dead game, innit, mate?
Alec, what you got for us?
It has been quiet this week, but I dug up a few things. I was amused to see that somebody's chucked this in. I'm not sure if I would have been smug enough to put it in myself. Yes, I made a trailer today for the thing I am doing at ECM, my Subtle Mob audio experience, which is now finished, and I've added my bit to the official ECM website, so you can go there and read all about it and download one of your 2 MP3 files. And I keep getting ribbed about how old-fashioned it is, the idea of downloading an MP3 file. I did just.
How are you supposed to do it?
Well, I guess you stream it or something or whatever in your phone. Now, I did just want to point that out actually. That if you when you go to the site and you decide you're going to have you go for either heads or tails. The idea is there's 2 audio files and you pick one, and we all press play at exactly 11:40 a.m. on Saturday, the 10th of August at ECM, and enjoy what unfolds. But yes, so some people are sort of ribbing me about the idea of downloading an MP3 and how quaint that is, and I think they're thinking they'll just stream it. I would recommend downloading it rather than just relying on clicking on the website on the day, because any kind of buffering or internet issues and your audio will get out of sync, and if you end up sort of 30 seconds or a minute out of sync, then it will sort of be a bit odd. So yeah, do it the old-fashioned way, download it.
I do want to see the wireless LAN controller at that time when it just like spikes.
Yeah, get it
like a
before
massive
you go.
DDoS all at once.
Get it before you go. And the main reason I made the trailer, and I'm just promoting it a bit, is just a big reminder to take some headphones if you've got them, because you kind of need them. You need to wander around with headphones on. And I know it's not the sort of thing you often take to a convention. So yeah, if you've got headphones and something to play an MP3 on, and fancy giving this a go, because I think it will be a laugh, and I think the more people that do it, the better. Then we will have a link in the show notes to where you can get more info. Next up, we have a couple of guides. Dituri's Elite. I did a bit of a double take on this one because I thought he'd already done this, but this is how to engineer the new best FSD for mind-blowing jump range. Slightly saddened to see he's resorting to clickbaity titles, but whatever. Whatever gets you the views, I suppose. I know it's a necessary evil, I guess. It's a good video. Previous video he did was on how to get the pre-engineered FSD that's got just about the biggest jump range you can get. This one is about how to get yourself a Super Cruise overcharge FSD, and then an A-rated one, and then basically engineer it the way that all us experienced commanders know and love. But it's really good because he goes into all the different materials you need to long range engineer an FSD, and he goes into the different experimental effects and packs in a lot of info in a nice short video. So it's a good watch if you've not engineered your FSD for mind-blowing jump range. We also have a guide from Mile 13 Gaming, who I know from the absolutely hilarious Engineers Be Like videos, which I definitely recommend digging out on Mile 13 Gaming's YouTube channel if you haven't already seen them, because they're absolutely hilarious. But he's done a video called Everything You Need to Know About Laser Mining in Elite Dangerous, and it does what it says on the tin, really. It tells you all about laser mining. It's jolly good. Right, 2 more things. This was an interesting one, just because I actually sort of went digging for this because I'd never spotted it and just found it and thought, this is interesting. It's a whole series. There's loads of these, dozens and dozens and dozens of these videos called, what's the title of the series? Something like Galactic War Overwatch. This video is Get the Latest Thargoid War Details for week 85 in Elite Dangerous. And it's the Galactic War Overwatch series by Battle Vortex. And they're good. They're like another sort of Elite Dangerous, seems to be pretty regular and consistent news source. But like, Galnet News Digest and obviously sort of Burr Pitt's Witch Space News. So it's, I don't know if they're weekly or semi-weekly, but they certainly seem to be regular, and they just give you a bit of an overview of what's going on with the Thargoid War and other related stuff, Elite Dangerous news. And it's nice. It's always nice to see another regular news channel. So give that one a look. Lastly, is the buckyball race. Details are still a bit iffy on this. It's scheduled for the 20th of July. I believe it's on course for that. It's going to be called Quest on Quixie. and it's kind of a rerun of a sort of theme we've done in the past, as a lot of the buckyball races are. Although actually this season we've had a lot of new ones, which has been great as well. But it's based around the Seven Sisters. So the idea is, I think you start in Altair, and then you have to visit at least 4 of the Seven Sisters, which are Asterope, Atlas, Kalino, Maya, Meropes, Pleione, and Sterope, I think, and then finish at Vega, or you can do it in reverse. What's going to be interesting about this, and we're having a certain amount of discussion in the Buckyball Discord at the moment with Clarissa, who's running this race and hasn't run one before, is it features a lot of bonuses, an awful lot of bonuses. They look really fun. They look really interesting. Different people have different opinions on bonuses, so I won't go into that. But there's a lot of bonuses. There's a lot of fun bonuses. But we're just slightly concerned for Clarissa in terms of judging hundreds of videos because
oh man, no.
With the number of bonuses, they're going to have to watch the video from start to finish. And I don't know, we seem to be averaging about 100 submissions for a race, so that's quite a lot of work. So we're trying to talk them down from quite so many bonuses.
Man, I'm
into
keeping
a more
mine
manageable,
so simple.
into a more manageable number. Yeah, but it should be fun. Yeah, and theoretically starting this weekend.
Amazing.
That's it, and that is this week's community news.
Incredible. If you have a community event that's taking place soon and you would like for us to shout about it across the airwaves, please tweet the crew at Lave Radio or email info@laveradio.com. None of us will pick it up if you email us, so please get at the crew or get in contact with Alec on or any of us on Discord. You know where to find us. We're pretty prolific on the internet, so go ahead and do that thing. We're going to take an extra ad break right now because I need to clear my throat.
Get ready. LAVE Radio.
We all know what it's like. You're busy managing your settlement when suddenly the alarms go off.
Oh no, not again.
That's right. A commander with a Federation naval rank of Admiral, an Imperial King no less, has landed in a ship worth over 100 million credits and is killing all your staff, while they look around for a 10 credit adhesive to glue an upgraded scope to their 100,000 credit assault rifle. They fly away with their super glue and you're left with a problem. How are you going to get your agricultural plant back up and running?
How am I going to get my plant up and running?
How are you going to find staff at short notice?
How am I going to find staff at short notice?
How are you going to deal with all those bodies?
There's bodies everywhere, and they've stained the carpet.
Wonder no longer. Call Aries Crime Scene Cleanup Services.
Hello, I'm Harry from Harry's Mine. After a sudden increase in robberies and murders by commanders since 3307, I've gained valuable expertise in cleaning up bodies, recruiting new staff and restocking stationary lockers. Now you can benefit from my experience by signing up to our Crime Scene Cleanup Service subscription plan.
That's right. For only a small monthly fee, when your settlement alarms are activated, our rapid response cleanup crew will be dispatched, along with our patented Cadaver Scoop 150. The Cadaver Scoop 150 can be mounted to surface reconnaissance vehicles and skimmers to make tidying up your settlement a breeze.
Wow, the bodies are gone.
Our recruitment team has potential new employees on standby across the galaxy, ready to fill your vacant roles in security, logistics, administration, processing, and more.
My plant's operational again. Thanks, Aries Crime Scenes Cleanup Services.
Aries Crime Scene Cleanup Services. We'll have your settlement as good as new before the next ship arrives. Cadaver Scoop 150 disposal bags sold separately.
There's bargains at Etienne Dawn's Unspecified Meat Emporium. Etienne Dawn's Unspecified Meat Emporium haven't just been slicing carcasses, but also slicing their prices. All unspecified meat sausages now 2 for the price of 1. A pack of assorted meat steaks, now with 50% more meat at half the price. How about chops? Our surprising meat chops, now also 50% off. And introducing our massive meat hamper. It's a family of 4. No, that should say feeds a family of 4, right?
Stick to the script, Claire. It says it's a family of 4.
Okay, I'll stick to the script.
Yeah, you do that.
It's a family of 4. Etty and Dawn's Unspecified Meat Emporium. Find us in the Lave business directory or visit us next to the station mortuary. Etty and Dawn's Unspecified Meat Emporium. You'll wonder how our prices are so low.
Lave Radio, broadcasting to every corner of the galaxy.
Beginning of August.
Yeah. Amazing. Thank you, Norm, for playing some ads out of order. I very much appreciate that. We are moving on to the in-game events. What's happened this week? Well, the soapbox is still warming up. It's fine. We've still got a little bit of revving to do until it's quite ready. We had a Thargoid War Bulletin, Slaying the Dragon, which it's another one. It's another one which is cool. Vox Galactica reporter Jade Sanderlin publishing her eyewitness account. It was a bit dramatic.
Yeah, it was quite what's the word? Flowery. This one, wasn't it? It's sort of unusual for Galnet, really.
She got a bit all over unnecessary about it. A little bit overexcited. She wants to calm down. Oh, that was really, really bad. It's a nice little article. When we don't get that many Galnets, it's nice to see one. And then we had, on the 11th of July, we had a deliver critical aid for the Rhea disaster, which is the CG that turned up on Thursday. I say, fuck it, let's talk about it now. The CG was to deliver critical aid to Rhea. The rewards. The reward was showing that these cumulative rewards where the tier 4 target was reached, the Scarab SRV Vibrant Orange paint job, the tier 5 target reached, meant that the top 50% of contributors, don't worry, we're coming to everyone, was getting the corrosion resistant cargo rack, which was size 6, which is a cargo capacity of 64 for a corrosion resistant cargo rack, which doesn't exist. It's not one that you can buy in game. So it was obviously quite an exciting prospect to have. The campaign began on the 11th of July and will run for 7 days. And then the goal rules were changed. So that the top 50% then got 2 size 6 cargo racks, and then anyone who took part then gets the cargo rack regardless of the amount of items delivered. So everyone put on their capes to be the true heroes and flew over with their 1 ton of whatever is required for it, and went to go and get there because they can get this thing that cannot be rewarded. I'm not going to talk first because I will talk forever about this. I would love to know, hey, Chris Mark 5, what are your thoughts?
I do have thoughts. So I can see why people are happy it's been changed. I understand that. Now more people get the shiny thing. However, I personally wouldn't have done it how Frontier did it, but I'll double back to that a bit. I think it's a shame that the cargo rack effectively became a participation trophy, and I'm probably going to upset people by saying that, but you know what, screw it, I'm going to say it. Now, the idea, like community goals, since we've been playing, always had a competitive aspect to it. Like if you're in the top 50, you got the special thing. If you didn't, you didn't. That's now gone. Is this going to be the way all community goals are now? For the future, that just everyone gets the thing now if it completes? Because we didn't get the original size 4 or 5 cargo racks. because certain things weren't.
That was the CG that didn't reach its goal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So we only ended up with the smaller ones.
But in this one, if it doesn't hit 7, everyone still gets the rack.
Mm-hmm.
So then, like, is this going to be the future of community goals now? That it's just going to be everyone gets the thing, a few people get the 2 of them, 3 of them, whatever. I think what Frontier could have done, which I think was a bit better, would have been to go, okay, the top 70, so top 50 get 2, top 75 get 1, and because the amount of stuff being delivered, this object is now available to buy, after the next server reset, so the next Thursday, in rescue ships or maybe a station.
What about in Ria? What about in Ria, which is where it was?
That was the other one was. Yeah, that's what I was going to say, like a station in Ria. I don't get what Ria has to do with corrosive resistant cargo racks, other than making people a bunch of tennis rackets, I guess, with all aluminium.
Shelters, aluminium roofing, corrugated aluminium for sheltering.
And I also quite strongly disagree with the take that it was punishing the community.
Yeah.
Because some people like doing hauling. For people to come out and say that is punishing the community because some people don't like hauling, that's a bit of a crappy take. Also, if you feel like that, go and ask an explorer the last time there was a CG for exploration. It is. I know people some people don't like to admit this. Exploration is one of the 3 pillars of Elite Dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that CG rewards don't just become participation trophies now. I was thinking about like when we had interstellar initiatives and we had the Golconda. The very end of the Golconda one was a race between, I think it was Imperial and Federals, about whether or not the Golcondians were going to stay on the ship, or were they going to be put on a land base by the Imperials. The Federals won.
Oh, yeah.
So everybody who's on the Federal side got a sticker, which is on my ship and is on every single ship I own, because I put so much effort in and I was proud of that. I would be very disappointed if everybody just got that sticker.
Yeah.
So, like, I get why people are happy. Like, we've got the shiny thing. I personally wouldn't want this to be the new standard for community goals. I actually enjoyed the competitive aspect. And if I couldn't get the thing, I just went, I'm not going to do that one.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I don't remember this outrage for any of the other CGs.
Mm-hmm. Cool. You have opinions. You certainly have opinions, and I like those opinions. Alec.
Yeah, just on Chris's point, I mean, this is just personal opinion, obviously. I don't think this will be the way going forward. I don't think this is setting a precedent. It felt a little bit like this was a bit of an exception because that, I mean, it's a whole other discussion and very interesting one, I guess, about what the hell that cargo rack is going to be for, especially given the Thargoid Wars winding down. I hope it's for something specific. That's quite exciting prospect. But anyway, whatever. But it's quite an exciting thing to get, isn't it? I mean, I really wanted it actually, because I'm only messing around with those piddling size 1 corrosion resistant cargo racks. So any time I have to go and collect corrosive cargo, it's always a real pain in the ass. So having a 64-ton would be just an amazing thing that I didn't have to worry about anymore. But I didn't do the CG because I immediately recognized, literally from the bat, top 50%. I thought there's no way I am going up against the top 50% of Elite Dangerous traders, because those guys are fucking nuts, and I will be, I'm just never going to keep up unless I lose sleep and spend 7 days trading. And the thing is, it's not like some CGs you can kind of do your bit in the first couple of days or whenever you've got game time available. Something like a bounty hunting CG, you can generally fairly reliably do your bit, give yourself a clear margin and walk away from it and be pretty confident that you're going to stay as long as you give yourself a decent margin. Whereas this one, I just thought you're just going to be fighting with those other 50% all the way to the finish line. It's hard work. So I noped out of it completely. So then, when they announced the turnaround, it's funny. I was really quite salty and cross, and I'm not quite sure why now. I suppose it's that classic thing of being cross on behalf of other people. So I felt like, gosh, the people that have been slogging their guts out to stay in the top 50, and suddenly you've sort of made that effort unnecessary. But on the other hand, you can sort of argue that those people can carry on slogging their guts out to get a second one. Although I don't think a second one's that exciting, is it? Having one, I don't know. For me, it's not. Having one is great. I wouldn't do a shred of extra work to get two. The only other thing I was going to mention is what I did, which is just an aside, but I thought it was interesting. So I know a lot of you are saying you delivered one. I thought about cheekily delivering literally 1 ton. But actually, in the end, I delivered 10 tons because that's what I had in my. I thought, I'll take 10, whatever. So I did my 10 this morning, and then when you look at the rewards, it acknowledged that I delivered 10, but in big red letters, possibly because I've buggered around with my HUD colors, possibly that's normal. I don't know. It said insufficient contribution, and that panicked me a bit. And I started thinking maybe there's a rounding error. Maybe because there's so many tons delivered, it's going to round my 10 down to 0 and not give me the thing. So I panicked and went backwards and forwards. And every time with doing like proper runs, and every time I delivered it, and it went up to sort of 100, and then 200, and then 500, and it kept saying insufficient reward. So I've actually, although I wanted to deliver 1 ton because I thought that would be funny, I've actually delivered 500 tons. I hope that's enough. I'm sure it will be.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be.
But anyway, yes. So my final point is I was cross, and now I'm not really, and I'm not quite sure why I was cross, because it's all right what they've done, I suppose.
Okay.
Was this a reaction to? Because normally when they adjust these things, it's normally down to a reaction in the forums of people saying that they're not getting the cargo rack or they really want it, and
so
it's not. I mean, was there something that?
Okay, I'm going to go there.
I'm
going to go there. Meccan is patting himself on the back for making this happen, and he's thanking Frontier for listening to him. Maybe it was because of the video he made, or maybe it was because of a more general outcry. I didn't really follow the threads on the forum, so I don't know. I mean, I think people were a bit miffed because, like I say, it was a highly desirable thing, and it was clearly going to be quite a slog to get it. And I think Frontier just had a change of heart.
And with this one, they didn't do because I know normally there's a trade CG, and then there's normally a hey, protect the people that are delivering the trade CG counterpart, and I take it that didn't run either, because normally there's the sort of two chances to win kind of thing. So normally there's a protect the deliveries and there's a do the deliveries element to the whole thing, and I saw that wasn't there. I mean, I think it maybe could have been handled better from the start, where the different top 75, top 50, balance it out a bit and give some form of corrosion resistant rack to the top 75 or the top, your 100 to 75 bracket, the people that take part bracket, give them a smaller cargo resistant rack from the beginning, from the very start of the CG, if that had been the case. And then if you got into the top 50, then you get the big boy cargo rack. And then maybe your top 25 or whatnot, they get 2. And it's, and that would cause it. But I don't know if they had it being the top 50% originally so that it would complete, so that these cargo racks would be out in the wild. Because I think if you had said everyone that takes part gets a cargo rack, I don't think it would have got to the tier level that it's got to.
No, because everyone would have done their 10 tons and buggered off.
Exactly, because there was a tier lock in actually unlocking the cargo racks to begin with. It wasn't the case that just by getting in the top 50% you got the cargo rack. It had to break a certain margin and you had to be in the top 50% in order for that to unlock. If it had been just take part and you get the cargo rack from day one. Like you say, folk would have dropped in on day one, did their ton, their 10 tons, filled their hold, whatever, dropped it off, disappeared off to do something else. There would have been the committed commanders that absolutely would do a trade CG. Like I said last week, I love a bit of trading and doing back and forward. It's a nice, tranquil thing to do, depending on if you're doing it in open or not. So, yeah, people would have done it, but I don't know if it would have passed the tier level that it did in order to actually unlock the cargo rack. So maybe that's why they did it. But it seems a bit cheeky to then tweak it at the end to go, oh, don't worry, you all get it. I'm glad that the top 50 are getting 2, so it is a special category. And I did see some posts saying that because of so many people now taking part, doing quite small deliveries, that a lot of people that were in the top 50% and fighting away for that actually got bumped up to the top 25% because of the contribution scatter that there is now.
The
rounding,
50%
like you
kind
said.
of barrier came down, didn't it? I think.
Yeah.
It sort of started lowering because of the
because of the overall contributions. For people that are listening to this live and possibly people that are listening to this on the podcast, depending on when you listen to it, the goal is still open. It has not closed because they also added an additional tier to it in order to increase the amount. So according to Inara, it's still got an estimated completion in 14 hours, 34 minutes as of now for you to take part. So if you're listening to this on the Wednesday after we broadcast, you've still got a slight chance to go in and drop your 1 ton if you would like your cargo rack, or if you would like to contribute even more.
Nice.
Yeah.
I would like to give my thoughts. I would like to give my thoughts in the form of a conversation that I had yesterday with regard to it, because my thoughts haven't really changed, and I will paraphrase. I'm not going to use voices for the different voices in this conversation, but I am going to kind of pretty much read this verbatim, and you will see when the other person stops responding because I've gone on too much of a rant. But the question was posited: are you getting that cargo rack? And I said no. Like, I thought about it. They said, I did 3 accounts. It's worth it. And then I said, and then I decided that I shouldn't get the same thing for 10 minutes of work that someone did plugging away for hours. They responded with, yeah, but it's a community thing. And then I said, yeah, well, just because some folks got salty about it. And they did a full cutter on their main and then 5 tons on 2 others. And I said, well, just put it out for sale after the main event because the response was so high. That's what Frontier should have done. Was it a community thing when we did the Golconda Interstellar Initiative? But it should be like the other anti-corrosion cargo rack, they said. I said only the people who sided with the feds got the rewards. With that logic, surely everyone should have also got the rewards regardless of the side they picked, because that was a community thing too. And they responded that was picking a side though, so a split community. That said, but it was rewarding the people who put more effort in. Now, I put fuck all effort in, like you have, and I get one for basically nothing. And every other time people have complained because they were time poor, Frontier haven't cowered down and rewarded them regardless. And what about Ben? And I'm gonna, I've taken the piss of Ben for this so many times, but taking down Thargoids is a community thing. And I'm using very much inverted commas with this. Taking down Thargoids is a community thing. It is time sensitive. Like, I'm talking Titans here. Taking down the Titans is a community thing. If you're saying, well, all the community should get it. But he's been busy, so he's not been able to get on and do the Titan attacks at the right time. So he goes on without the decal and the carapace packs. He goes without those. It is a community effort though, so he's done Titan attacks when he can. Surely he should get all the decals because he put 10 minutes in 3 weeks ago. And my main question to it is, what makes this different in comparison to all the other times when Frontier have stuck their middle finger up at time poor people?
No, sorry.
No, go ahead. No, this is my issue. Is why is this different? Why? And when you're saying, Alec, that this isn't setting a precedent, I think it fucking is.
Okay.
I think it's expected now that we should be getting this, because they've given us loads of other ways to make up for being time poor with paid packs, paid advancements into the game. So they're clearly thinking about it. So now it's going to be
in terms of precedent and suggesting that Frontier are thinking, this is the way we'll do it from now on. I suppose the only other thing I'd say against that is that's a big decision to make over a weekend. Like Thursday they weren't going to do it this way, and Monday they are. I don't think so. I think it feels like a reaction rather than a. This is the way we're.
If it's reactionary, then why shouldn't it? If it's reactionary, they're reacting in this way, and I guarantee you that the community who are patting themselves on the back for complaining so loud and getting this will be complaining loud next time and expecting the same reaction. Yeah. And that's the precedent that they're setting for themselves.
Yeah. I mean, I'm absolutely with you on that. And the only thing I didn't say earlier is I totally agree with Chris about what I would have done is, is change it so that the top 75% get one and the top 50, and I wouldn't have minded, as someone who noped out because I realized it was going to be too difficult. I would have been absolutely fine with not getting my cargo rack.
Same. I still
even
am.
After they'd load it. It's like, no, I made my decision. I made my choice. I decided I wouldn't do this because it was too much work versus the reward. I made my decision. Entirely fine to stick with it. So I feel like I didn't really need to be given this cargo rack. So that's the only difference. I mean, fine, sort of tweak it, but I don't think I would have just given it to everyone. I think I would have just lowered it to 75%. Anyway,
the only other element I can come out with myself is that maybe calling back to what Alex said earlier on, there is a reason for this cargo rack, and they want more of the community to have it.
Well,
now that doesn't that doesn't mean that give it away in the CG to everyone. I think that very much follows what you said, Psychic, which is, well, make it available to purchase afterwards for a limited time.
We've had such a good response. Galnet article. We've had such a great response that we're inundated with the materials required, so we're selling them. We can afford to sell them. Job done. Easy. That would have done it without a problem. And I'd have been like, yeah, you know what? That's fine. I'll go and I will pay through the fucking nose to get one because I ain't hauling.
Or if they don't give away the 5s, give away the
4s and the 3s.
Yeah, sell the 4s and 3s that we didn't get because the CG wasn't met. They could do that. I mean, unless this kind of indicates like one Mega Titan's going to appear, called, I don't know, like Titantron Prime, and that's why we need them to get more bits. It seems weird to give it away when the Titans are currently dying. All the sites are, the what do you call them? Spires are dying and all that jazz. Yeah, I don't know if they've maybe showed their hand that it isn't really, we aren't in the end game.
That would be really interesting. I mean, you could also play the theory that they're scratching about for a reward for the CG, and they're like, well, we've got this SRV paint job here, and what's that you've got over there, Dave? Oh, you've got that cargo rack that we never released, though we really, really wanted to. Why don't we just shove that in as well? Shove that in somewhere. Yeah. Let's put it right at the top of this delivery CG. No one will notice. It'll be fine. They won't even unlock it, but just put it there, dangle it in front of them. It'll be fun to watch. I don't know. maybe it's along that element as well. I would like to think there's something there for it. There's a reason. There's a reason for you to have this. I mean, does that slot fit in our new Type 8? Is that
maybe.
a Type one?
Sure. It's what is it? A size 6?
It's not 5.
64, yes, size 6 cargo rack.
Type 8's got all sorts. It's got 6s and 7s.
So presumably that's something you could slot into your nice Type 8 with its super duper cruise drive, and you can go off and start collecting Fargoid gubbins for potentially a different kind of CG where they're like, collect the Fargoid gubbins. And it means that your haulers who have done this type of mission would then have the kit to drop into their nice Type 8 to go and collect Fargoid stuff for a Fargoid delivery CG.
Here's one. Sorry, no, Karen, just popped into my head.
No, go for it, Alec.
I was just going to say, okay, here's one. So the last Titan disappears overnight, and then we have a CG, and in its wake, it leaves a big caustic cloud full of junk, caustic junk, and then we have a CG to go into that cloud and collect huge amounts of caustic stuff for Palin and Ramtar and co to investigate, so that they can tell us where the Titan's gone. And then it turns up in some other sector where we can continue doing our lovely Titan.
I mean, sure, I won't be participating because I don't have a 64 cargo rack. Because I don't know if I mentioned it was the principal. So Jack Havoc brings up something in chat. If you want to participate in chat on the show, you can go to twitch.tv/Lave Radio. I'm sure there's another place that you can do it, but just go there. Jack says the flip side is that if you offer the module from a broker after a CG, you set another precedent where players will begin to not take part in CGs as they've come to expect the module to be on a broker because the last one was. And I would say, have we not had CGs where they've had to get to a certain point and then they've been unlocked by the broker? Is that not something that we've had before?
I think we have, where you've won stuff in a CG and then later on there's been like another CG in order to get it purchasable. There's normally one to sort of unlock the item, and then there's one to make it purchasable by credits normally, isn't there?
Wasn't the corrosion racks one of those?
Yeah, I think so.
I feel like there's definitely CGs where winning the CG
or getting to a certain tier. I'm talking. Yeah.
Creates the unlock, and then above a certain percentage, commanders get one thrown in free. So you get your free one if you're really good. But as a community, what we achieve is unlocking it so that you can then go and.
Wintermute is saying pre-engineered FSDs were done that way.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's also a discount as well.
Yeah.
I think we decreased number of like the V1 FSDs, where you got it discounted the number of materials needed to make them.
So there is word of the day, Precedent. That Precedent's going to get shot in their ear at any moment.
Wow.
The Precedent, it does add that Precedent is already there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know what
finished Tenacious D. Are you really willing to take that risk?
I'm willing to take it. Yeah, so I don't know what else to suggest, but I know that we've got a really good and strong question of the week for next week. Because I feel like for sure that we will be fully passing the question out, and it writes itself. We can milk 2 shows worth out of this.
Excellent.
We don't have any store alerts. We don't have any store alerts this week. We've still got nothing new in the store. Just wait until the Type 8 comes, and then we'll have lots of stuff in the store. So we're going to take an ad break now, and then move on to our main discussion.
Lave Radio, broadcasting to every corner of the galaxy.
We've been lucky for a long time. Earth's green again, Mars ain't red anymore, and your biggest worry has been carrier upkeep. But what happens if that changes? How are you going to keep your piece of the galaxy safe when the unknown comes at you fast? Manticore. We'll give you the power to fight back, no matter what comes your way, because family's important. And you, well, you're family now. Manticore, come join the family.
This is a public service announcement from the Fuel Rats. Please stop what you're doing and pay attention. If we can rescue you, we will, but you can help us help you by following these easy steps. 1. Fly 50 light seconds or so from the system's main star and drop out of supercruise. 2. Note down the current system and the nearest stellar body. 3. If you're on emergency life support, log out immediately. 4. Go to fuelrats.org and click Get Help. 5. Stay calm, hold your breath, and let our seasoned professionals do what they do best. The Fuel Rats. We have fuel, you don't. Any questions?
Out there's a ship just for you. A ship that can carry you to the furthest stars, jumping long distances whilst offering an unobstructed view of the galaxy. A ship that can also pack a decent punch if the pirates come knocking. A ship that feels safe. A ship that feels like home. The Asp Explorer. A great ship at a great price in a competitive galaxy. Fly far. Fly safe. Fly in front of things.
Attention. Second technician Chris Forrester to the station gantry. The vending machine has broken. Repeat, second technician Forrester to the gantry. The vending machine has broken. Attention. Medical officer to the gantry. Medical officer to the gantry.
Space is vast, and pirates have needs just like anyone else. Introducing the Lonely Pirate Handbook, the ultimate resource for lonely pirates. Our guide covers the hot spots and not spots of interstellar space, from smugglers' dens to space station taverns, with helpful chapters such as how to be presentable in polite society, how to get rid of that nefarious rank, and my favorite, occasionally shower. Are your early advances often mistaken for attempts to rob or plunder?
Oh, I've come a long way for what's in your hold. Prepare to be boarded.
Frameshift charge detected.
Oh.
Buy today and receive the Lonely Pirates Chat-Up Guide for free.
I've got a very large hard point. Would you like to see my very large hard point?
You're so hot. You're making my temperature critical.
Lower your shields. I want to inspect the goods.
Come back to my place. I might let you touch my A-rated anaconda.
Are you smuggling illegal goods? Because you've got fine written all over you.
The Lonely Pirates Handbook. Now available in all Anarchy bookstores. We'll teach you to loot anyone's heart.
07 Commanders and welcome in. I'm Commander Psyche, and with me, as always, is Oh no, wait, this is Lave Radio. I really like that sting. It throws me every time. I'm like, I can't remember doing that. So we're gonna move on to the question of the week. We're gonna move right on to the question of the week. Thanks, Alec, for doing the thing that I totally just didn't do. I very much appreciate that. Our question of the week this week was to do with PowerPlay, because PowerPlay 2.0 is also just around the corner. So if you could, the question we asked was, if you could add another PowerPlay faction to Elite Dangerous, what would you add? And I added a caveat which said bonus points for anyone who doesn't say Thargoid, because we know.
Katie got in touch and said, if it's not the consortium with Caitlin Voss at the helm, then what even would be the point? My headcanon is that while the rest of the galaxy has been elbow deep in Thargoids, they've been gently but malevolently expanding their reach across the galaxy. Those who don't bend the knee get kneecapped, or something more sci-fi-y. Super gross, but totally dope. Also, in her headcanon, Caitlin Voss has an eye patch like Kavarian in Doctor Who. That's not mentioned anywhere in the lore, but she believes it to be absolute fact. For those who don't know, because I didn't, the consortium, it's a powerful crime syndicate, and I got Katie to do some explanation and some exposition for me because she is my law guy. It's a powerful crime syndicate that specialises in blackmail and theft and drug making and trafficking. It started off as just a group of dodgy folks and then moved to a more syndicated effort when Caitlin Voss took over. It's an honour-bound system, and if you break the honour, they get big mad about it.
Big Mad, is that the official? That's the official canon. Big Mad.
That's not what she said. She just said it's really bad. But I interpreted that as like shit goes down, bad stuff. The consortium is the crime syndicate that's mentioned in the. I think they have a codex entry. Yes, they do. They have a full codex entry. That's a consortium, and they're pretty interesting. I got to have a little read up about them because Katie answered this way.
I kind of love that idea. I kind of love the idea of having like a sort of anarchy PowerPlay faction sort of thing, like anarchy but not quite there. I think that would be neat because it's all very sort of political and established, and for me, I like the idea of this this side bit going on.
Yeah. Cool. It's Chris 4. It's on you.
It's me next. Epaphras, the Guardians, which also counts for the bonus points apparently. So there you go. The Guardians as a faction to play against. You know, would it be people worshipping the Guardians? Would it be some sort of cult leader that you'd be following for that?
Salvation, surely.
Salvation, man.
Salvation in a Guardian mech suit.
We know the drill.
No. Space Necromancer.
Space Necromancer.
Yeah. He's resurrected all the dead Guardians, which according to Bramta is like all of them, and just brought them back as his undead horde and is currently rampaging through star systems.
Amazing.
I can imagine all sorts of cool bonus modules that you'd get for siding with Salvation. I mean, they might not work very well, but they'd be tempting.
But what would the
undead army once, but it would work in completely not the way you're expecting it to work.
I mean, what would the undead army put on the vending machines in the station concourses, though? That's what we need to know.
Just people. Like if you need help, there's a vending machine that'll give you a hand.
It is obviously brains is the answer to that question, though. Oh man. Chris 5.
I have one from Silas Resi. Something Raxla-esque or Thargoid adjacent, at least.
We'd have to find Raxla first, and we all know that that's the friends that we meet along the way.
I think Raxla's going to be parked next to Chrissy's Super Titan. That's where it's going to be. Super Titan's going to float away, and then it's going to park next to Raxla.
The Ultra Mega Titan.
Mega Titan is going to be, it's like Twin Town with Raxla.
I quite like the idea of a Raxla power where we don't know where their base is, we don't know what their rewards are, we don't know who their leader is, so the profile picture would just be a massive question mark.
It saves on like the art department for sure.
Yeah, we know they'd have something amazing to offer if you could only find them and pledge to them, but that's very hard to do.
It's just impossible to pledge to because you can't find them. You can't find their fleet.
Genius. Oh, that's absolutely genius. I love it. Raxler suddenly becomes a PowerPlay faction. Everyone goes fucking insane trying to find them, and you just cannot pledge to them. You pledge to them, and then there's nothing.
Yeah.
Your application is waiting to be accepted.
I think the reward, or like, you know, the little goodie box they give you, should be midnight black paint jobs for all your ships, because it's harder to see that in space.
True.
Nice.
Absolutely true.
Fab. I've got Leah Geddy, who says, I would like to see the Priests of Syrinx faction, a group of powerful, dystopian, extreme socialist theocrats who control all access to art. They can be fought only by dropping ancient stringed instruments on their settlements.
Excellent.
Fritz, do you want to take this one and explain this? I'm pretty sure you'd be the one to do this, Radio Man.
I mean, no, but I just love the idea of a powerful dystopian extreme socialist theocrats with access to art. I mean, they've already told us that we're getting graffiti in the concourses. I mean, it would be really arty graffiti. So I'm for the arty graffiti.
This came included with a picture of the Canadian rock band Rush.
I was going to say Leah Geddy is, unless I've had a complete brain fart, an alt for Homburger. So I would put money on this there being a Rush connection here.
This is Temple of Syrinx is in a song called 2112 by Rush.
There we go. Perfect.
Thanks, Katie, for giving me all of this background information for some of these. Commander Profane Pagan has said that they would add a couple of vying independent figures who rise to supreme power in Colonia. One could be an oligarch. Am I right in my pronunciation of that?
Yep.
Perfect. The second is a populist revolutionist, and I would give the option for players that after a couple of years, one of them could be defeated entirely or killed off. I also think the Alliance kind of needs a strong opposition figure. Mahon alone ain't enough.
The Alliance does have a strong opposition figure. It's the Alliance.
Getting taken down from within.
No, they just seem to be incapable of making many decisions. I love them, but geez.
Also, 2112 is an album and not a song. I might have said something wrong there. My apologies before Homburger just lynches me in the street.
We've had this from Mixoplix 73, a black marketeering piracy league of anarchy states / planets that offers specialty services and rewards useful for smuggling, slavery, and all things naughty. A pirate king faction, if you like.
I have a note from Katie for this one, which is my favourite note of the whole thing, where it says, Whispers, Archon Delane is a self-styled pirate king of the Kumo crew, just to let you know. So effectively, we already have a we do have a pirate king, but we can have another one.
He's not piratey enough, though. I want my pirate kings to look like pirate kings. I'm just putting it out there. I want eye patch. I want parrot. I want the full thing. I want a Jolly Roger flag. That's what I want. I want my pirates to be a pirate.
So you want a 1920s pirate in 3310, just to clarify.
Pretty much. That's what I want. That's
Fair.
what I want. I want on one side, I want the very organized space gangsters that Katie has suggested. On the other side, I want Yo-ho, Roger and Rum and stuff with the pirate and the parrot. Please.
I'm in the rum place. I'm not gonna lie. I'm all over that shit.
Would the crown be like the one you get from Burger King?
Why not?
Yes.
Just with the word Burger King scrolled out with pirate.
100%. 100%. Absolutely.
Okay, I've got one for Commander Jameson. The Cyclopean Progressive Front of Basilisk Hydra Eaters.
I mean, that's a little too Thargoidy for my liking. You knew the brief.
I also need all my teeth in to say it, so I don't want to get too much into the lore.
Also, not to be confused with the progressive cyclopean front of Basilisk Hydra. Completely different.
I also don't worry about the long-term prospects, because I don't think they'll be able to really see much of what's going on in front of them.
Because of the one eye, they don't have the two. I got
depth
there.
perception.
I got there. They've got no depth perception.
Very good.
Incredible. Incredible. What a time to be alive. The absolute jokes that have come out of this episode. Katie's pretty sure they're referring to the stone wall, though, and not any sort of Thargoid reference. It's just a stone wall in this instance.
Fine.
That's my last note from Katie, so we're on our own now.
Okay. MV Cohorn says quite simply, Thargoid faction. Easy sidestep. I think that's in reference to the no Thargoids.
Yeah.
I mean, we have speculated about the idea of some kind of Thargoid faction or something with Sojourner at the head, but I don't really see it.
I don't know that she'd necessarily be supportive of that.
No, she doesn't side with the Thargoids, does she?
No, they adore her.
Yeah,
but I don't think it's reciprocated in any way.
No, I don't think so.
Cool. If they put the hive chapels in the game,
as a place to walk around, you mean?
An individual faction benefit as a hive chapel.
No, I think they'd have to put them in game if they're going to put them in as a faction, because they all have their stations. I think maybe the Thargoid ground bases, the really secure ones, wherever they start from, should be hive chapels, because I want to see what a hive chapel looks like. Damn it!
Yeah, I mean, that's a cool idea. That's a cool idea, and I don't think there's that much visual change. I think it's superficial decal kind of changes rather than a huge physical change to each spot. I'd quite happily be proven wrong with that. I'd love there to be a whole host more assets that have been created for the game. I just can't see it.
It's colours, banners, and vending. Let's not forget vending machines.
We can't forget vending machines. We have to keep talking about them. They are the most important thing in the whole of the Elite Dangerous game. They're even more important than Raxler. I think you have to touch every vending machine and then you find Raxler. That's true.
There's one vending machine in the game, and when you touch it, it gives you a map to Raxler.
Yeah, it just flickers. Yeah, you have to go to every single one, and when you get to it, will finally flicker, and it will give you the full galactic coordinates.
You know those vending machines that have a spiral that uncurls, and then your Mars bar drops down at the end.
Yeah.
So you find this vending machine, and it's got is a map to Raxler, and all the other spirals are empty, and you put your money in, you press your button, and the spiral, and it doesn't quite go all the way around, and the map just doesn't drop.
You have to shake it, and then you kick it a couple of times, and then the alarms go off, and then suddenly you're wanted for murder, and you blank out for just a moment, and then suddenly everyone in the settlement's dead. I don't know what happened. Turns out you were a sleeper agent for Raxler all this time.
And then you wake up and you're Keanu Reeves, and oh shit, you're in the wrong game.
Wait, what?
Nothing.
Sophia has said, going by the story, I could see the Molinist being their own PowerPlay faction. And speaking of forgotten factions, the Consortium. This sudden appearance would finally have a reason. But whoever we keep or get, I'll sell my soul again to whoever offers exploration data bony. Did I say that right? Oh, bonuses.
Right, plural of boner.
Yeah.
Bonus.
A collection of bonuses, a flock of bonuses. Nicey has
I do like this though. I should say the Molinists was such a huge moment within Elite. There was such a huge furore around them with Theta 7 and all of that nonsense and all of that cool shit that happened pre-Thargoidy stuff. And then I know it effectively resolved, but the Molinists still exist. They didn't go anywhere. So that would be cool. I like that.
Yeah,
I just wanted to add.
But yeah, we've said before, there's so many things in the lore and in the story that have just kind of paused.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder whether PowerPlay would be a way to bring some of those stories back to life. Potentially. Who knows? Nicey has been in touch. Another Alliance person or another pirate. Maybe they're the same person. Allied pirates for the win! Yes, as long as they have an eye patch and a parrot. Thank you.
Arr.
Wow. Wow. Chris?
Yep. Okay. So I've got Commander Spike K. Guardian AI Locutus / Picard style salvation interface, which is the new feature. The interface is a choice given to all commanders. Join us.
Okay, right. Explain like I don't know what that is.
So, Locutus, when Picard got stolen by the Borg and jammed full of Borg stuff, he became Locutus, who was second in command to the Borg Queen.
Right.
Or I think side by side, I can't remember the exact thing. And then he killed Sisko's wife, which is why Sisko hated him.
Okay,
That's
okay.
really
We're too. Okay, cool.
And then he kicked the living crap out of the Federation for a bit, and then they got him back, removed some of the implants, but couldn't remove them all. So basically, it's salvation.
So we get a choice to be like a collective rather than an individual.
Like
okay.
Chris.
Like the Chris collective. Okay. Yeah.
And it's just basically saying salvation would be this Locutus character, although he doesn't have a body, so I guess it'd be like a really crappy transformer.
Okay.
Or the butter robot from
Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Wow, this is getting surreal. Gravitas Deficiency says, any or all of the following: the People's Front of Judea, the Popular Front of Judea, the Judean People's Front, and the Judean Popular People's Front.
Splitters.
I mean, why not have all of them? Just to completely confuse the in-game narrative, all of them.
What have the Thargoids ever done for us?
I have to come clean. I have to come clean and say that I needed clarification that this was definitely a Monty Python reference before I added it today. I'm really sorry. I'll try and do better and know my references. But it is very funny. Well done. I like that. Happy Moon Monkey says current PowerPlay vaguely represents various broad ethnicities, culture across our current globe, albeit without explicitly stating that. Euro/American, Russian, Chinese/Korean, Indian, and Caribbean. Without wishing to draw too heavily on stereotypes, what about a black African president/king, an Arab sheikh, a new Aztec emperor? Although realistically, let's mix it up with Rackham and the mysterious leader of the consortium. Additionally, the Euro-American power players have names which all suggest UK, Ireland, or French roots, but this leaves lots of European culture untapped, especially Spain, with its language reach all over the globe. Those are really sensible.
Wow.
That I couldn't spell, that I couldn't pronounce a word as ethnicities. But yeah, that's a. I really like these sensible suggestions, Happy Moon Monkey, and I think like something with Spanish roots. Because you could go to a lot of like Euro-American, like South American with that and add a different, quite literally like a different flavor to what they already have. I think, thinking about PowerPlay leaders, I don't know.
Yeah, definitely.
It's great. I love the idea, although for Frontier to do this would be for Frontier to admit that they have gone for ethnic stereotypes and they've missed a few.
Yeah.
I think.
Maybe no one admit to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the PR wording that you need to watch on that one, isn't it? And finally, we have a Steak Typhoon. A new bureaucracy for the galaxy, offering bounty contracts for stolen library books and improperly filled out forms. Oh, but they take 6 to 8 weeks to pay you. Their colour on the galaxy map would be golden.
Amazing. Amazing. Hey. Chris 5, have you got a suggestion?
Yes.
Go for it.
I would like to verge away from the kind of big, huge ones because I would like a tourist faction.
A tourist faction?
Yes. Yep. Because we've got ones for like stuffing people in AI simulations, ones for yay capitalism.
Yay capitalism.
And other kind of and mysterious meat products.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there could be quite a fun one to do with like a tourist one where I don't know what any of the missions would be, but I think the top end like present could be putting down a tourist beacon.
Wow.
Because I think that would be awesome.
That would be cool. That would be cool, something like that. I like it.
Oh, because they had their care package idea, didn't they? And they did say if you kept on pledging, you those sort of increased participation numbers would eventually get you special care packages. Yeah, I like that.
I mean, obviously there'd have to be like, bits and pieces to work out. Maybe one of the other rewards could be tourist sightseeing missions that are only available to people in that faction that pay more. Or you can get smaller sized luxury cabins, things like that. Because at the moment, I think luxury cabins are only a certain size and can only fit on the Dolphin Beluga and the other one that I can't remember. It's Orca. So maybe they can do some of that as well. And some sick paint jobs.
Some sick paint jobs, yo. Absolutely.
Yeah. And also, if you flag down a taxi, instead of it being a shitty old Adder, you get picked up in a Dolphin and you get to sit in coach class in the back of a Dolphin.
Yeah.
What, like Uber exec?
Yeah.
You get executive uplifts.
It'd just be a fun thing to do, Because I think there's an exploration kind of one as well, isn't there? Already, so I think it's doable.
There's someone who pays out well for exploration, I think.
Yeah.
Alec.
Yeah. I suppose it's sort of been touched on a little bit, but do we have any kind of crime lords? Sort of self-confessed out-and-out anarchy crime lords. I wish I could find it. There was a fantastic forum thread many years ago about the idea of, it was really detailed. It went into all sorts of stuff about economy and gameplay, and it was full of just incredibly excellent ideas. But the idea is that you basically have it's trying to make anarchies dangerous, and the idea of sort of police systems as much safer. And so it worked around the idea that there was stuff that was really desirable that you could only get from crime factions in anarchies, but they were, so there was a reason to try and go there, but they were dangerous places to go. A lot of the forum thread was also based around crime and punishment, with a view on griefers as well, and the idea that instead of shadow banning griefers to different servers, they actually kind of got pushed into these anarchy systems. So they were fucking dangerous places to go because they were literally full of griefers, but they had good stuff in their markets and things. So yeah, I like the idea of sort of a crime faction where you could get, I don't know how you kind of change the game to make it a dangerous place to be, but I definitely want more hives of scum and villainy in this galaxy.
Wouldn't that be Archon? Wouldn't he be the
I suppose he is, isn't he?
He's like an out-and-out criminal. I mean, they tried to shoot him when he turned up at some big meeting, didn't they?
God, I don't know. This game's been going for 10 years. There's been a lot happen.
It's where he pushed he wanted legitimacy to be like on the big superpower council, with like the Federation, the Alliance, and the Empire. And I think the Feds tried to shoot him.
Right.
The minute
Okay.
he turned up.
I love Spherelance's suggestion in chat, who says for the crime lords, a delivery mission would be deliver a severed horse's head to Joe Bloggs.
It's the day of my daughter's wedding.
It's just turning up at a settlement and going, I think this is for you. And
Oh my god! Well, the Godfather music plays in the background. Chris, 4.
Hello. Hello. Oh, for me, I genuinely don't know. I think I am along the lines of a crime faction, and I think Katie's probably picked the best one or got the best one first, which is like a consortium kind of thing. I think more crime lords, and if they have an eye patch and a parrot, then all the better. But I will take them creating sort of hives of scum and villainy and stuff. I think we need a bit more randomness in there to break some of this up and something exciting that sort of changes the dynamic a bit. I'm interested in seeing how PowerPlay goes, but I think adding some interesting things into the mix might shake things up.
Nice. I don't really have a horse in this game, not gonna lie. Yeah, like it's just like this gambling syndicate. It's a single horse.
It's a lovely horse.
It's Dark Horse. Yeah, it's Dark Horse from Dr. Horrible. That's the reference. It's from like Dark Horse, the thoroughbred of sin. That is what I would like to have added to the game. And none of you know that reference, and I am fine with that.
Would the rest of the Evil League of Evil be there?
Have to be the whole of the Evil League of Evil, including Dr. Horrible and the other ones. Who's is that Bad Horse and not Dark Horse? I thought it was Dark Horse.
Oh no, Bad Horse.
Bad Horse. Yeah, Bad Horse. Sorry, Bad Horse. That one, the thoroughbred of sin. Him. And well, no Captain Hammers. We don't need any of that. Any of that nonsense.
That's what he calls
his penis. Yes. Yep.
What?
Yeah, I need to send you a link to Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog. It is a remnant of a time that it was a beautiful snapshot of the writer's strike, and it's Neil Patrick Harris, Felicia Day, and Nathan Fillion, and it is it's just so brilliant. It was such a beautiful thing to happen of time gone by. It was Dark Horse's Sandman. I got my universes mixed up. My apologies. So yeah, there we go. I normally release the question of the week at some point between 12 and 2 on a Sunday when my my good friend the Chris Mark 4 is doing his radio show on on Black Diamond FM. Do listen to it because it's good. There you go. Sterling review right there. Let's give it a listen because it's good. And Chris does a good job on it. It's a good show. But this week, it's definitely going to be about what we talked about earlier with regard to the CG changes and how you may have done it differently. That's the plan. Anyway, just saying. Moving on to any other business. Remember that I've been waxing lyrical about Kyokan and their Kickstarter for Deliver Us Home. That got funded.
Yes.
Woo. It got fucking funded.
It was tight. It was
tight.
I was starting to worry.
It was 1:30 a.m. on Thursday morning. I got a text message from Crispy Tater Tot. No, I got a DM from Crispy Tater Tot that actually lit my phone up, and I looked at it, and it was like the message was funded, and I just sat and I laid in bed and cried like a fucking dickhead. But yeah, it's been funded. So now it's a long stretch to go to find out more about that game. But I just wanted to just let you know that it'd been funded, and it's just so great. It's great news. It's great news. Also, I don't know if I mentioned, but the Planet Toaster 2 trailer, teaser trailer dropped, which was really cool. Go and check that out. Also, our wonderful tech, Commander Ventura, had wanted us to add that Silent Depths 2 Pacific by Microprose, which is based on the original Silent Service submarine simulator games, which is really easy to say when you've got a lisp. Just released on Steam Early Access, and there'll be a link in the description. Hey, is anybody doing anything on Saturday?
No. Oh, yes.
Saturday. If you're in the Bristol area and you fancy coming and having a couple of drinks with a bunch of idiots in a pub just outside Bristol, come and join us at the lovely meetup, which is this Saturday, just outside Bristol, and I'm looking forward to it so much. I'm so glad I'm not as ill. I'm getting better, and
That is
not
good timing.
Yeah. Really good timing, because holy shit, that would have been really bad. Speaking of 2 seconds.
Even the weather's looking half decent now.
Yeah, it is. It's been. Don't get. I've booked the last couple of times we've been there, and once was in November. But we booked under a gazebo.
Awesome.
We book under a gazebo, and it's really nice, a really beautiful beer garden. And when we book it in the summer, next year it might be slightly earlier because there might be a special guest, but I'm not going to spoil that right now. But there might be another reason to go. I just got really excited because Solka said that they were coming in the chat, which is great. Okay, cool. Time for shout-outs. I'm really excited. Come to Bristol on Saturday. It's going to be an absolute laugh riot. Come meet my puppy, because he will also be there, and he loves everybody mostly. Our sister station, Hutton Orbital Radio, broadcasts on Thursdays from 8:30 p.m. You can tune in at twitch.tv/Hutton Orbital Truckers, or for just some audio at radio.forthemug.com. For the discerning commander who likes a bit of CQC action, check out the CQC Discord at discord.me/Elite Dangerous CQC. We're also giving shout outs to the following Elite Dangerous podcasts which have appeared over the last year or are standard regular contributors. That is the Guard Frequency, who do other space games, and Loose Screws. Also, if you speak French, I personally just let the funky music do the talking, but if you speak French, also the Elite Dangerous crew do some French podcasting as well. Following this, we do have a Galnet News Digest provided by Commander Witherspoon and Commander Beetlejude. So thank you so much to those who have chipped in on Twitch chat and our in-game commanders. Chris, who have we met?
It's been a really busy bar tonight. We have had Epaphras, we've had Matt Game Ox, Profane Pagan, JCB Digger, we've had The Jinx Effect, Commander Real Merle, Soka 42, Rocky Star, and Siberius.
I'm seeing quite a few of those in a bar this Saturday.
Quite a lot will be in person at a real bar.
Very cool. Special thanks to Commander Takoso, JN Trax, and Alan Stroud. He created the music used on the show. And that's it for another episode of Lave Radio. If you would like to get in touch with the show, then you can find contact links in the home/contact us menu of the laveradio.com website. Do let us know if you have any questions or if there's anything you'd like us to discuss in a future episode. Lave Radio is recorded live on a Tuesday evening at 8:30 and streamed out at laveradio.com/live. Thank you to Alec.
Thanks, Claire. And remember, if you're going to ECM, don't just be an NPC. Take part. Be a commander. Make a difference.
Unless you have mobility issues, and then don't. Just don't do it.
Or that.
Just watch everyone else doing it.
And watch others take part. Be a commander and make a difference while you have a drink.
100%. That's the plan. Thank you to Chris Mark 4.
You're welcome.
Oh no, this is going to happen. Thank you to Chris Mark 5.
You're welcome. And remember, behave or fake Thomas Jefferson will get you.
Very special thanks to today's tech specialist, Commander Ventura.
You're welcome.
Amazing. So, my name is Psychic, or Claire. Thank you so much for bearing with us. It's all right, guys. Colin's back next week, so it's not a problem. Until next time, Commanders, fly safe. And if you can't do that, fly dangerous.
Is your life like this? Sounds like someone having an orange inserted. Need a safe word.
Space can be loaded.
I'm going to see the galaxy.
Ah, damn it. No worries, guys. Hold the fort for 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
Galnet News Update, 15th of July, 3310. The RIA Disaster Emergency Committee, chaired by the absentee federal president-elect, Felicia Winters, is so pleased with the amount of metal delivered for the famine relief effort that they've decided to give the reward of a size 6 anti-corrosion rack to all participants. For those commanders who've been working all weekend to remain in the top 50%, there's the prospect of earning 2 of the racks, but only if they remain in the top 50% until Thursday, following the addition of an extra 20 million tier, just as the appeal was about to end. No one really knows why the Federation is suddenly giving away cargo racks that are only useful for collecting Thargoid samples. Perhaps it's best not to ask. Everyone participating will also be gifted the use of a bright orange paint job for their Scarab SRV, but sadly the proposed I Saved RIA decals are unlikely to materialise. There's apparently no end to the amount of aluminium and titanium the refugees can eat. Perhaps the metal can be used to build them new MacBooks. And there remains no realistic prospect that Felicia Winters can be persuaded to take up the role she was elected to, the President of the Federation.
Greetings, Commanders. The next track is Data Slate. This is the full version of the theme tune to our book review show, Data Slate, which runs every Sunday at 8 o'clock British summertime. Enjoy, and if you'd like to listen to more of my music, you can find it on SoundCloud at Alan-Stroud-1. Greetings, Commanders. The next track is Data Slate.